Let's solve this problem Java sort on HackerRank. So in this problem, you are given a list of student information. The list would contain their ID, their name, and their CGPA. What we have to do is we have to arrange them in order of decreasing CGPA. We have to print their names, but in order of decreasing CGPA. And if there's a case that two students have the same GPA, we would arrange them by their name in alphabetical order. And if two students have the same name, we would arrange them by their ID. So if we look at the code given to us, we have a class student and we are getting their ID, their first name, and their CGPA. And in the main class, we are taking input from the user. We are getting their ID, their name, and their CGPA. And then we're adding all this into a list called student list. And then we are printing out their name. So what we will do is I'll create a class and name it student compare. And it would implement comparator interface. We have to sort the elements in our custom order, so I'll use comparator interface and it would use the type student. It would be implemented on type student. So I'll use a function public int compare. It would take two parameters of student type, so I'll name my student S1 and S2. If we look at the documentation of comparator, if it's a negative integer, we would know that we have to sort them in reverse order. And if it's a positive, we would know that we have to sort them in increasing order. It returns a negative integer if the first argument is less than the other. And it returns a 0 if both of the arguments are equal, and returns a positive integer if the first argument is greater than the second. So this method would compare two arguments for order. So this method has the return type of int. It would only either return a negative, 0, or a positive integer. So I have to sort my students in order of decreasing CGPA, and I also have to make sure that if their CGPA is equal, they would be sorted by their name. So I'll write an if condition that if student1 dot get CGPA is not equal to student2 dot get CGPA. So if their GPA is not equal, I want them to be sorted in reverse order. So I want it to return, I'm using the wrapper class double over here because the GPA is in double data type, and this wrapper class would compare both of the double precisely. So I would put the student 2's GPA first because I want them to be returned in reverse order. So I am writing student 2 dot get CGPA and then student 1 dot get CGPA. So it would return a negative integer and would be sorted in reverse order. And if both the students' CGPA is equal, I want them to be arranged alphabetically. So I want it to return the first student, first name, then compare to, since I'm dealing with the string here, so I'll write compare to method here, and then the second student name. Now lastly, I would have to write here before the for loop that I want my collections to be sorted, and now I would write the name of my list here, that is this student list. So I also have to tell the order in which my student list should be arranged. So for that, I'll just write the name of my class, that is stu compare, and the brackets over here that it implements comparator interface. Now I'll just run the code. So it has passed the test case. Now I'll just submit it. Thank you.